And so some of you who were on that trip, remember we had Shabbat dinner at the JCC, and
Rabbi,
yep.
Rabbi Pauline, the people that make the menorahs and the mezuzah,
Yep.
they were not Jewish.
That's not true. They each have some Jewish relatives, which is really common in Poland. You know, where there might be one Jewish relative, or they discover their grandparents were Jewish. So each of them, they were not raised Jewish, but they each have, and I don't remember what it is, they each have a Jewish link, which is what's really common. And at the JCC, of the members, many of the members are like that. We had a guide in Krakow who was not Jewish but grew up in a small town and was horrified when she found out what happened to the Jews in her community. And she moved to Krakow, which is the center of intellectual life in that part of Poland. And she dedicated herself to going to school to study Jewish history, to study Jewish culture. She got a BA degree in Jewish history, an MA in Jewish history. And she's a member of the JCC. She hasn't formally converted. Okay, we got to stop now. All right.
So we have a really exciting day for everybody today. We are going to start with Ira Rosenblum, who, besides being a beloved member of the congregation and the Psalms class, and spouse of our newest spouse of a board member, is also a master of music from Juilliard. And he is very, very generously offered over the next, sort of on an ongoing basis, twice a week for the next few weeks, to walk us through Psalms in music. And today is his introduction, and he will be taking 10 or 15 minutes at the beginning of today's session to do that. And then he will be using play-ins and play-outs as appropriate on Tuesdays and Wednesdays for the coming weeks. And then after Ira is done, we have something else very exciting. I won't tell you exactly what it is, but I'll just say that you should all have a copy of the Levy translation in your hands, either a book or the email that I sent a few days ago or this morning or something on your screen. And with that, Ira, it's all you. Take it away.
Thank you, Harold, and good morning, everyone. And yes, I did put on a tie just for all of you because I haven't worn one for well over a year now, and I thought this would be a good opportunity. So a couple of things. First of all, I told Harold sort of in jest this morning to please stop referring to this as a teaching because it's making me very nervous. I'm not an expert in the history of Psalms and music. I'm not a musicologist. My degree was in piano, but I'm thinking of this more as just the opportunity for me to share some beautiful and or interesting music with you. And if you learn something from me, that's so much the better. So today I am actually going to be presenting two settings of the Psalm that we're studying. Psalm 13, one by Johannes Brahms, who I'm sure 99.999% of you, if not 100, know of. And the other one by Alexander Zemlinsky, who maybe not as many people know of. I will play the Brahms as our play-in. And then at the end of class, I hope we'll have time, I'll play the Zemlinsky, or rather an excerpt from it, because it's really too long to play in its entirety. So, but before I get into that, I thought it might be useful just to show you something, and everything I show you and all the YouTubes I play for you, I will put on our Facebook group page so that you can listen and see for yourself. I wanted to show you this chart. It's very simplistic. Can everybody see this? You can't see this?
The black screen now.
No, it says Ira has started screen sharing.
Sharing is pause, please. Bring shared window to the front. All right, so this
is the window open on your computer screen already? That needs to be done.
Yes.
Try pulling it down and putting it back up again. That might work.
Okay.
And if that doesn't work, just hit the side of your computer.
Okay. All right, sorry, I thought this would go more smoothly than it is.
Don't worry, Ira, we believe in the spirituality of imperfection.
Are you seeing it now?
No, maybe can you email or text it to me and I'll put it up because you should be. We're seeing your screen. It says we're seeing your screen, but it's black.
Huh.
Click on the panel itself that you want us to see. Now that you've clicked screen share, just click on that actual window and see if it comes up.
Huh.
Ira, if you can text or email it to me and you keep on talking, I'll get it up on screen for you.
I will try.
Great.
That's asking me to do many things at once. All right, so what I was going to show you was just a timeline of music history, basically starting from the Middle Ages and going through basically today, and its breakdown into its various eras, because we'll be referring to these time periods as we listen to music. I'm going to try this one more time.
Yes.
There we go. We see it.
Oh, okay. I didn't do anything different.
Go to full screen because we also see your desktop.
Yes, I will do that.
Oh, this looks familiar.
Yeah, this was not the one I wanted to show, though. I mean, I was. All right, let's see if this works. Okay, you seeing this?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
yes,
great.
great.
Thank you. All right. So this basically shows you the periods of music starting in the medieval times and going through the present, and moving from medieval through the Renaissance, then Baroque, classical, early Romantic, late Romantic, Impressionistic, and modern. This is a very oversimplified chart. It's really way more complex than this, but this would be, something useful to get familiar with when we talk about the various periods of music. Then the other chart that you said looked familiar was one that we used, Rabbi Rapport gave this to us in her Lashon Kodesh class. And I thought it was interesting to correlate the periods of music with what was going on in Jewish history at the time. So here's that chart. And again, as I said, I will post these in the Facebook. So on to what we're going to be listening to today. Brahms wrote a lot of choral music starting sort of basically in the 1850s when he went to Hamburg. And one of the jobs that he had in Hamburg was directing a woman's chorus that he had founded there. And he wrote a version of Psalm 13 for the woman's chorus. It wasn't published until 1864, but although it was performed before that, the original version was just for women's chorus, 2 soprano parts, and alto, and then an organ and or piano 4-hand accompaniment. He later added a version with organ and strings, which is what we're going to hear today. Zemlinsky, who we'll be hearing on the way out, was one of the so-called Holocaust composers. He did not get sent to a concentration camp. In fact, he was one of the composers who escaped from Europe and came to the United States. But he was grouped together with a lot of the exiled composers like Kurt Weill and some of the others who came to this country. He did die in the United States, I believe in Larchmont, New York. But He is buried in Vienna, as is Brahms. And I will just briefly show you these pictures from our trip to Vienna, which we went on with CBST, and some of you in this class were there. We visited the central cemetery where both Brahms and Zemlinsky are buried. And this is me in front of Brahms's grave, and this is Zemlinsky's grave.
That was a fabulous day, wasn't it, Ira? That was
That was a great day, a really wonderful day, and it's a very spectacular cemetery. Okay, now how do I get out of this and get to another window?
You close, what you want to do is stop screen share
Okay.
and then open whatever you want.
Okay. All
And
right.
go to
So
screen
before,
share, and then at the bottom, check the box that says share original sound for video.
okay.
Once you click,
So,
okay.
so basically, there is a connection between Brahms and Zemlinsky in that Brahms was a champion of Zemlinsky's early works. Of course, Brahms died in the late, he lived almost into the 20th century. I think he died in 1897 or something like that. And Zemlinsky lived until 1942. So Brahms did not actually hear most of Zemlinsky's more mature works. The setting of Psalm 13 that we're going to listen to today was written in 1935. And you'll note that and one of the things I wanted to point out is the complete difference in the feeling of how these composers heard the psalm, and Rabbi Kleinbaum has brought this up often when we've heard music. Listen for how composers think of the words of pieces of music that they're setting. Brahms's setting is much more subdued and more plaintive. Zemlinsky's, and I'm sorry I can't play the whole thing because you would hear from the beginning, is almost angry and militant, the way we might read that psalm of, oh my God, how long, God, how long? But then when they get to the end of their versions, Brahms suddenly breaks into the key of G major, which is a more open and, I don't want to say happy, but it's a the difference between minor and major, and G major is a brighter tonality. And Zemlinsky's psalm ends with a sort of more majestic, but still very powerful, much more powerful than the Brahms piece. So I think I'll stop there because I'm taking up too much time talking and I'd rather listen. I also did want to just dedicate these two things today to the memory of John Lennon, because today is the 40th anniversary of his murder in December of 1980. So that hopefully I won't have trouble screen sharing here. Okay. No. Ah. Are you seeing my desktop now?
No, we're just seeing a black window.
Seeing a black window again. I'm going to try it one more time. Harold, I think I'm going to need a lesson in this.
Harold, you're on mute.
How about now? Are you seeing it now?
We see it, yes,
Okay.
we see it now.
Terrific. Okay, sorry about that. And here is the Brahms Psalm 13.
Wow, love me some Brahms. So fantastic.
I should have mentioned that I decided to start with Brahms today because Brahms is one of my absolutely most loved favorite composers.
Wow. Ira, that's
Ira, does he write a lot for women's choruses like that? Is that a common?
He did write some, as I mentioned, because he founded this women's chorus.
Amazing.
Oh, I think I'm still. Oh, I'm hearing my playing. You're
Yeah.
not. Something's like.
You may have to just mute
Go
yourself
on mute.
and stuff. So Ira, thank you. That is gorgeous. And what a
Beautiful.
wonderful way. Let's give Ira some love. A great way to start this. And you have something for our play out. And everyone asked for the graphics to be posted on Facebook and the link to be posted in Facebook. And if we might now move to our second big treat of the day, Rabbi, how does that
Yes.
sound?
And Ira, thank you. And I'm going to go back and listen to that again. Really, that was spectacular. I've never.
And I hope we'll have time at the end for the Zemlinsky.
We will.
We don't today. Well, don't worry. We'll make it
4 or 5 minutes.
We're in this for the long haul, Ira. Don't worry. The time is on our side. So what we're going to do today is for the next 20 minutes, we're going to break into groups of 3, randomly divided groups of 3, and study Levi in small groups of 3 for 20 minutes with the following directions. And then we're going to come back together after 20 minutes. For 1 minute each in your group of 3, just introduce yourself. Part of what we want to do is make sure we're all getting to know each other, and we'll do different versions of this through our studying together. Take 1 minute each, and each of you be a timekeeper. Do not do more than 1 minute each. Introduce yourself and point to something that's in the room in which you are currently in that has some meaning to you and that you want to share with other people who are you're maybe meeting for the first time, or people you know really well. It doesn't have to be profound. Could be your coffee cup. Meaning is on all different levels. And then we're going to study in your group after 3 minutes, 1 minute each of introducing yourselves for the next 17 minutes or 15 minutes as it'll turn out. Study the Levi of Psalm 13. Read it line by line to each other. Notice what you notice. See if things look different from yesterday. If you like something, if you don't like something, look at the way God is referred to. And if you get all the way down to going from verse 5 to 6, notice what Levi does with that. And we'll come back together at the very end. Okay? So we're Harold just put in the chat all the instructions. And now Tasha is going to randomly divide us up into breakout groups for 20 minutes.
Here goes.
Thanks, Tasha. So accept your invitation to go into your little group.
How do you do that exactly?
Invitations will be coming.
You just wait until
it comes to you.
It takes a little bit for the process to happen, but you'll be divided out.
I think there needs to be an invitation, doesn't it? They just put you in a group, I think.
Yes, sometimes there's an invitation. So just relax, enjoy the. We love experimenting with different things.
Just read a little Levi while you're waiting.
Yeah, read a little.
Read a little Levi while you're waiting. Get ready. Get your Levi.
Got my Levi.
You don't have to be Jewish to like Levi. Levi's English. Is it working, Tasha? Are we going in?
Some people are saying they don't have Levi.
Yes, I'm sorry. I emailed it to everybody earlier this week and this morning. And if you are not getting your emails, let me know. If you're getting your emails, I have to.
Oh, I think I'm with Shep. Hi, Shep.
I know you.
I saw before I saw your head, I saw the space,
Space.
The final frontier.
It's the final frontier.
The final
I don't
frontier.
think the two of you are.
You're not alone.
We're not alone. We're never.
Wow,
not
I
in a
thought
group.
I thought it was just the two
yet.
of us.
We didn't
Nope,
break up
nope.
yet.
Oh,
No, it's everybody.
oh,
It's
okay.
happening. It's happening, folks. It takes a couple of minutes. If we set it up in advance where it's not random, it will be faster, but we're just experimenting with different things in the session. And it's happening. People are disappearing from the screen. This is like being beamed up, you know, we're on that start.
I'm already up there.
Yeah, I see that.
Rabbi,
Yes, Bubala.
when I was in Amsterdam for the gay games in '98, in Vondel Park, they had a klezmer group called De Goyim, all Goyim. That was their name, De Goyim. That was the first Gentile klezmer group I ever saw. Oops, oops. Oh my gosh. What happened? Oh.
No, people are disappearing. Oh.
The number of participants keeps going down. It's to 16 right now.
Oh, they're being put in rooms.
Welcome back, everyone.
Hello, everyone. How was it?
We had a lovely time. I have to say, Cindy Levitz did a superb job of moderating our room.
Lovely. We're experimenting with new things in our 35th week. Just a quick check-in. How was it for those who are just coming back, finding their way through the lobby or up the stairs or down the stairs?
We had 21 people in our breakout group, and so we didn't get through the
Right. We
introduction.
made a mistake with the divisions. Instead of groups of 3, we broke into 3 groups. So everybody was in a larger group. So I apologize.
So we didn't
It's a
study
learning
Levy at all,
I
only
know,
introduction.
no, nobody could because of the slight mistake there, but don't worry, it's a chance to get to know each other.
And not everybody had a chance to speak, sadly.
Not everybody, yes.
We would very much like to hear the rest of Eleanor's introduction at another time.
All right, well, we'll keep figuring out how to do this. Sorry about that, everybody, but it sounds like at least we got to start on this, trying this as a new structure.
It was
fun.
nice.
It was fun.
It was good to meet people. Yeah, we should do more of it because people don't know each other, I think.
We will be doing some more, but it'll be the idea is to do it in smaller groups so there could also be study.
Yes.
Yeah, we got through everybody's brief introduction
Great.
and started seeing objects that were things that people
Okay,
had
so
that
we'll
were.
do a little more of both,
Yeah.
of introducing each other so people get to know each other in this strange new world. It's not so new anymore. And also learning together. The other thing that Harold and I and Tasha are going to introduce, we're not going to do it today, but we're letting you know, for those who would like to be assigned or to meet somebody with, please turn on mute. Mute yourself. Everyone who's not speaking, thank you. We're going to create an opt-in program for those who would like to be matched up with somebody or a small group to study Psalms outside of class, maybe once a week, or if the group wanted more than that. So we're going to ask those who want to be on a list to be matched up. Chavruta study partnership is a big part of Jewish study practice. And you could do things like practice reading the Psalm in Hebrew and or English, or talk about it more. Or you can decide, you can tell us, you know what, I want a Chavruta where we just practice the reading of the Hebrew and we want to practice studying the Hebrew more. Or I want a Chavruta where we can talk about the meaning of the Psalm. And we'll try and see about matching people up. We're not going to do that today, but just letting you know. And it would be a great idea. Once a week, you meet with your Chavruta outside of class to study the Psalm or develop questions you have or have some smaller context. Some of you have it in your own lives, but we want to make sure those who want that can do that. We're not setting that up now. For those who need to leave, you're welcome to leave, but we want Ira to lead us out with and put in the chat how your experience was of the group so we can hear more about that. All right, Ira, we're turning it over to you.
Ira, make yourself known. Are you here?
Yes, I'm here. Sorry, I was muted. And I said, I hope I won't have trouble with the screen sharing again. I will try it now.
And Ira, in the future, if you want to use Harold or Tasha to send your material to, and they'll be like I have this wonderful TA to do all the screen sharing for me.
Okay, that sounds
and then you could focus on
feasible. All right, let's see. Okay.
Yes.
All right, but now I just have to get to what I want to show you here.
Okay.
Okay, are you seeing this
Yes.
YouTube?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
terrific.
Good
I have to
grammar
get
and
past
spelling
the
are
ad.
important. But if you want to write essays that inspire,
We're not really hearing it, Ira.
You're not hearing it?
Not well. Did you enable playthrough screen?
I did, yes. I mean, this part is pretty soft. It gets louder.
All right. Because we can hear nothing.
Nothing?
Now we hear it. No, it's going in and out. given the time, Ira, maybe we post this on Facebook and tomorrow you tell us a little bit more about it. How does that sound?
I could use this as the play-in tomorrow.
Terrific. Sounds good to me. Play in tomorrow
Okay.
with Zelinsky.
Sorry for this screen sharing trouble.
All right. As the rabbi says, imperfection is the perfection of COVID time. And we had a lot of
all time.
Of all time. We had a lot of imperfect perfection. Thank you all for being so patient. And for tomorrow, please make sure you have your Levy. I have emailed it to everybody who doesn't have it. Check your emails. Okay.
Thank you,
everybody.
everybody.
Bye-bye.
The room will stay open for just a couple of minutes today. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
That was great hearing the chorus this morning. It was really good. And the music.
It was great.
Mm-hmm.
Do you hear a lot of noise from me here?
Not now. No, I don't hear.
Harold said it's tremendous. I live completely alone and there's no noise here at all.
Except sometimes there's background noise from your computer for some reason.
First of all, it's just an iPhone and there's no noise in this room whatsoever. It's quiet. All right. Do you hear anything? Do you hear anything
Maybe
now?
it's not you. Maybe it's someone else.
Yep, it's static from your phone. It's from it's your phone. It is your phone, and it's static from the phone itself.
Really? Yep. Rabbi, you're such a chacham about computers.
On these things all day long.
So is that, how do I get rid of that? Maybe I should go to the Apple
yourself
store.
On mute, but that's why you have to be on mute when you're not speaking.
Do you hear it static now?
Were you in the Ruth and Connie movie? I thought I saw you.
Oh,
I got to go now, everybody. Wonderful to see you. See you tomorrow.
In the Ruth and Connie movie.
Great
Were
day.
you in one of the scenes?
Who are you asking?
Linda Solomon.
Yes, I sang at their event, and yes, you will have seen me, and you will have seen Bonnie.
Linda, do you hear
Makes a
static
great
from me now?
appearance. Not now.
No,
Not now.
not now. Okay.
So this little group here that's here now, I just want to ask your opinion. I wrote something for Psalm 13, and I'm not sure that it's appropriate for sending and sharing, and it's very personal, and I'm not sure, but how do you all feel about that, hearing something very personal from someone? Does it become boring, or is it interesting? I don't know.
I'll tell you, most people for whom it's very personal, it usually touches somebody else in a personal way too.
Right.
That's my
experience. I agree. I mean,
it's personal to you, but I'll get
very
it
personal things.
I mean, consider that long poem that Barbara, I think, wrote about her son.
Oh yeah.
You know, that was very personal. It wasn't about the Psalms particularly at all. And everybody was very, glad that she had shared it.
Yeah.
Right. I will look at it again and decide if I want to share it. Thank you all. I appreciate that.
I have a question. The Levy is being sent to us, but I can't print it out. So
I think you can read it from the you can read it from the screen, though, they said, Raphael.
Now, well, if you want to print it out and you want a copy of it, have Harold put it into an email to you, and then you'll be able to print it out.
I don't have a printer.
Yeah. Then you can't print it out.
So I'll just read it, and I'll just listen.
But you could have it, Raffaella, during the when we do this, you can have like your Zoom on half of your screen, and then put the Psalm up on the other half of your screen.
I don't know how to do that.
I can show you how to do side-by-side windows. Raphael.
Sorry, everyone. I have to go to a staff meeting, so I have to
We
close
can
the
do
room.
that sometime.
Oh, okay,
Okay, all
Tasha.
right.
All right,
Thank
maybe
you,
we'll
Tasha,
talk
very
about it.
much.
Thank you.
All right. See you
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Bye,
All
everybody.
right.
See you
Hi,
tomorrow.
Randy.
Thank you.
Jack, are you still there?
I'm here.
Oh, it's
Hi,
Randy.
Lauren.
I just wanted to mention to you real quick that I saw that you had lunch with Howard Carlin.